This video is made for adult collectors because you gotta be old enough to remember the Industrial Revolution. So recently we've been getting a lot of pinned wheels on Transformers toys, and that means that they roll very well. And rolling very well is super satisfying on a toy. So why the jet roll better? Why the jet roll better than the train? Hearts of Steel, when Transformers land during the Industrial Revolution, steam trains, that sort of era, rather than 1984, brings a whole new vibe to Transformers, a more grungy and gritty take on the brand, at least visually. And they turn into things they wouldn't normally do, like giant cannons, trains, a Da Vinci flying machine looking thing. Transformers has their comic edition subline, and now they have timelines, and here they finally, 2 decades later, get toys. This is Hearts of Steel, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. And this video is brought to you by Tri-Treats. Amazing transition. Tri-Treats is a snack subscription service that delivers snacks to your door once a month from a different country once a month. This month, our box came from Croatia, and there were tons of cool snacks in there as usual, and here, as usual, is my father eating them.
It's a good drinking snack.
Well, considering you are drinking.
Yeah, I am drinking. Cheers.
Of course you're gonna like it, it's chocolate. So you can check them out, links in the description down below, and if you use code THATTOYGUY, you'll save 15% off your first box. So thank you very much, Tri-Treats, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the actual toys. Surprisingly, these are both deluxes, but I'm okay with that. Also, this was bought at Pulp Culture Australia. Here's the box, not sponsored. Speaking of the box, it's got an embossed slip cover. Like, everything is embossed, even the pictures and the authentic stamp at the back. And inside, you get this nice book box that opens to reveal the 2 figures and the Transformers logo. I'm totally keeping this box. These 2 figures look great. That's exactly how I would want them to look. I remember when they showed this off at that convention in Florida and people like clapped in the audience. It was great. We got Hearts of Steel toys in the past, sort of, from Mastermind Creations, and they are old and haven't really stood up to the test of time. Even back then, Prime was prone to breaking in the shoulders and Shockwave was prone to breaking like everywhere. These don't have that issue, thank God. Prime here looks so good. I feel like it could have used just like a paint wash or something to make it look a little grungy like Cogman. That would have been cool, but the gold, red, and blue and silver look great. Head sculpt is very Steam Train, man. It feels a lot like a helmet made of train bits. It even has chimneys for the ears. I love the rivets all over the place, like everywhere. It's great. It's all textured and it makes it feel a bit more robust in the hand. It's also a clean ass figure too. There's nothing hanging off the back. He comes with a gun and a shield. The shield can mount on the side of the arm or on the fist in a very specific spot, like on the front cover of the box. His shoulders though don't tab in the greatest. You can use this as a backwards butterfly joint, but they are meant to tab together and they just don't. Starscream is very nice. It's all gray, but like that's Starscream. But there is a lot of paint here, and that's because all of the red is painted. There is not a single piece of red plastic on this. Head sculpt here is great too, with the bat ears and the gunmetal helmet. It's just a little hard to get a grip on. I love all the gearing details on the inner legs and the industrial nature of how the shoulder pads look. The wings can spread in and out, but I do wish they could fold forward and back. He does have a hat, and I remember people complaining about the hat, but like, you just fold it down. It does go away. The hips do bump into the tailpiece, but that can bend up and get out of the way. That makes the hat go, oh, that's why he's got the hat, to make room for the hip movement. He has his guns on his forearms, and they look like chain guns, but the tips don't. They're blast effect compatible, though. They make me so excited for B and Megs, though I think those are going up for pre-order during San Diego Comic-Con, but I could be wrong. So both of their articulations like standard deluxe style stuff, but each one of them has their own unique hindrance to some form of its articulation, and it's kind of weird. Like they're pretty fine otherwise. It's just there's a specific thing on each that's So with Optimus here, the head is on probably the best ball jointed head I think I've ever seen on a Transformer, because he can look up that far. It's a single ball joint, by the way. He can look up that far, he can look down that far. You got your rotation, but then you have so much tilt. There's so much going on here. You can be so expressive. I love this. I would love to see that on more figures. The shoulders, they rotate at a weird angle just due to how the transformation needs to work, but you can just like move the arms out. But the shoulders do rotate a full 360. They go out that far. You have that tab that doesn't work, so you technically have a backwards butterfly. Bicep rotation, single jointed elbow that bends all the way. He does have a waist joint The hips can go back that far, they can go out, and here is the hindrance for Optimus. The hips only go forward that far. That's it, they stop there. Because this piece of blue plastic gets in the way. And what's the purpose of that? Well, it's the ball socket for these. And I don't see how they could have done anything else with that at a deluxe budget. Like, I don't see a workaround, so we're just kind of stuck with the hips only going forward that far. And it does mean you can't get him into any really cool low shooting poses. It does have a thigh rotation, a little bit over 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and the ankles can go down a little bit. They can go up quite a bit, and he has an ankle tilt that goes about that far. So Prime's articulation is great. It's just the hips going forward I wish was a bit more lenient in how far the legs could go. Starscream, however, his hindrances, he actually has two, but one of them is weird and one of them I completely understand. So the head, it's kind of hard to grip the head because of all the stuff around it, but the head can rotate left and right. The shoulders can go forward all the way up that far. They cannot go back. They can go in and out, and that's your hindrance, your awkward hindrance. These wings, now in the comic books, they kind of just stay here, which is, you know, accurate. But I do wish that this entire backpack could maybe shift out a little bit to allow for the arms to go back. It would have been a little less awkward to pose them around here. You got your bicep joint, ratcheted elbows for some reason, no waist joint, and that's just due to how this transformation works. And honestly, I'm completely okay with that because there is no room for a waist joint. The hips, they can go forward, they can go back. Move this out of the way, they can go in and out. You have thigh rotation, you have just a tiny bit over 90 degrees of bend at the knee. The feet can go down, they can't really go up, and he does have a little bit of ankle tilt. Now these little fins right here, they're clipped into place. They weren't fully pushed in on my copy when I opened it out of the box, so they just came right out. So make sure they are fully pushed in and then they won't come out ever again. But yeah, they're great. They just have that one tiny little hindrance on each one that makes them a little bit awkward. So yeah, both robots are great, if a tiny bit limited in their articulation, but their transformations are actually really cool. So I'm going to start with Starscream because while he's really interesting, Optimus is even more interesting. So to start with, what we're going to do is fold the wings out. If you have the hat up, make sure the hat's folded down. Then we are going to take the guns here and rotate them. You don't have to take them off. They are 5mm, but you don't have to take them off for this. We're going to rotate them 180 degrees, bring these shoulder pads up and rotate the arms so that everything sits flush. So just get all of this done on the other side. And then we're going to leave the arms like that. Now we're going to open this hip skirt up and take this entire assembly, bring it up while folding the shoulders back, and then this will click into the top. The arms will peg into the wings, and you can fold this section down. Now we're going to take this waist piece here and bring it forward, fold up these little bits, and they're going to tab in here. I highly recommend pushing right around close to the hinge because then you get it to sit flat. Because if you push from here, it's a bit flexy and weird because these are like slightly flexible so they don't break. So you're gonna have to push it at the hinge to make it all line up perfectly. You do that on both sides. Then we're going to take the waist section, bring it down, fold this all the way up for now. Take the feet, fold the feet up, and they will peg into the back of the legs. Then you want to bring this down while rotating the leg this way so that this peg is sticking up, and it will peg into the bottom of the wings and straighten out the hip so the tab's facing the back. Please do that on both sides, straighten everything out, peg it in, and then this flap will come down and peg into the hips at the back there. And there you have Starscream in his weird Da Vinci flying whatever this is supposed to be. Optimus is very cool because it's a train and it's not your traditional train transformation. So to start with, we are going to untab the shoulders and bring this entire assembly back and down. Then we're going to fold this section back, take the head, flip it in, and then bring this section up. You're then going to take the shoulders and rotate them 180 degrees just to get them out of the way, move the arms out as well. And this will peg into here. Then you take the arms and you compress them and bring them up, compress them and bring them up. Now they're going to peg together, peg into this, and then peg into these little black tabs down here. So you want to make sure all of that is nice and lined up. And that's the front of the train. Then you want to peg this together at the front here. I am a little bit worried that is painted black underneath, so just be careful, don't scratch the paint. Then you want to take this section here, bring it up, open that up, fold up the foot, do that on both sides, and then you want to combine or reverse the legs into place. And here comes the slightly tricky part. So these need to peg together and then peg into here, and these pegs will peg into underneath the hips. So there's a lot of tabs you have to worry about. So you want to get everything lined up properly. The first one's always the easiest, and then the second one not so much. So just gotta get it all lined up. And there we go. And then you peg this together. Now this doesn't like staying on my copy, but you get the shield in, and the shield will come over this, and that holds everything into place. Then you take the gun, open it up, fold that in, and plug it in on top. And there you have your train mode. I love these a lot. The train is missing its tender, but deluxe figure, so I'm not that mad. It's a bit squat, but again, I'm not miffed. I love the colors and the shapes of the train. It looks very old school stylized steam engine, but I think it looks neat. I do wish the back did stay it together a bit better though. Starscream is fantastic. Weird ass Da Vinci flying machine looking thing, but I'm here for it. The double stacked wings, the guns inside, the triple propellers, and it also rolls very well like I mentioned earlier. I'm very surprised that it does for a jet, but I love that. And both of them are they just have a really nice hand feel. Starscream's wings are a slightly softer material, but not rubber. They're just slightly more flexible so they don't snap if you drop it. I really like this 2-pack. It's fun and interesting, finally getting official toys of these concepts. It's great, and I can't wait for the other two. If you're into the steampunk aesthetic, then I would highly recommend this set. It's not perfect, but it is a lot of fun. But that's been my look at the Hearts of Steel 2-pack. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.